Have you ever held on to someone so tightly that you didn't even notice you were losing yourself? You pray, you plead, you wrestle with confusion. Is she the one? But what if the very thing you're holding on to is the reason your peace has vanished? This isn't just a story about heartbreak. It's about clarity, obedience, and spiritual restoration. Because sometimes the hardest thing God will ever ask of you is to let her go. When something is from God, it doesn't come wrapped in chaos. Scripture tells us, God is not the author of confusion, but of peace. And yet, when some men think of her, they feel everything but peace. Their minds are consumed with questions. Their souls are restless. There's no clarity, only emotional noise. And still they stay. They confuse emotional intensity with divine confirmation. But peace is a compass. When peace disappears, it's not a coincidence. It's a warning. We've come to romanticize struggle, as if the more we suffer in a relationship, the more it proves our love. But God never called you to suffer in something He never ordained. He will never give you a relationship that requires you to trade your identity, your calling, or your convictions. If she draws you away from your purpose, she is not your helper. She is your distraction. Too often, men confuse chemistry with calling. Chemistry is easy. It sparks fast. It feels right. But sometimes chemistry is just two broken souls clinging to each other, mistaking shared pain for divine purpose. A godly relationship doesn't just ignite your heart, it sharpens your character. It doesn't compromise your walk, it complements your mission. You can't say God is first in your life and place someone above Him in your decisions. Let me tell you a story, a real one. Brandon was in his late 20s. He met a woman who seemed to check all the boxes. She was kind. She prayed. She served at church. Everyone thought they were perfect. But behind closed doors, Brandon was unraveling. He began compromising, missing Bible study, justifying emotional manipulation, tolerating disrespect because, in his words, relationships take work. He was losing his fire, losing his focus, losing himself. One night, he finally cried out in prayer, "God, why is this so hard? Why does this feel like a war every day?" And God responded in a whisper that shattered his illusion. "You asked me to bless what I never gave you." That night, Brandon made the hardest decision of his life. He let her go. It hurt. It broke him. But slowly his peace returned. A year later, he met a woman who didn't just pray for him, she prayed with him. She didn't compete with his purpose, she walked in rhythm with it. And for the first time, love didn't feel like a battlefield. It felt like alignment. God doesn't call us to attachment. He calls us to obedience. And sometimes obedience looks like walking away from what you wanted most. The enemy isn't always a demon in the dark. Sometimes he comes through the one you can't stop thinking about. Ask yourself hard questions. Does she push you closer to your calling, or does she pull you further from God? Does she honor the man God is shaping you to be, or does she only love the version of you that serves her comfort? When God says no, let it be final. Don't ask Him to bless what He sent the storm to wash away. He's not punishing you, He's protecting you. Every door God closes is a mercy, not a punishment. Don't plead at a door God has already locked. Don't bargain with Him to restore what He has clearly removed. Some prayers sound like faith, but they're resistance in disguise. "God, please bring her back," might be a desperate cry, but what if God's answer is simply, "No, I have better"? You may think walking away is weakness, but it takes more strength to surrender than to cling. It takes more faith to trust God's silence than to force your own solution. The storm isn't your enemy. It's your way out. When the house is collapsing, don't stay beneath a roof that cannot shelter you. Walk out into the rain. Walk out like a man who trusts the voice that told him to leave. Yes, it'll hurt. You'll grieve. You'll replay memories. But those memories are not instructions. They're not a blueprint for your future. They are the echoes of your flesh, not the guidance of His Spirit. Let them fade. Let them pass. Let them make room for something greater. Godly women still exist. You don't have to settle for someone who doesn't understand your purpose or respect your process. The woman God has for you won't tempt you to compromise. She won't fight your calling. She won't worship your potential but ignore your pain. She'll walk with you. She'll sharpen you. She'll honor the man you are and the man you're becoming. But you'll never meet her if you keep trying to resurrect what God buried. You can't walk into your future with your hands full of the past. Let her go. Not because she's evil, but because she's not your assignment. She may be someone's blessing, but she's not yours. So what now? Now you trust. Now you obey. Now you prove with action what you've claimed with words, that God is enough, that His plan is better, that your peace is sacred, that your heart belongs to Him first. When God takes something, He always replaces it, but only when you're ready to receive what's next. So walk away like a man who believes that. Walk away not with bitterness, but with faith. Walk away because what He has for you is not just good, it's divine. Let her go.